In this video, pag-uusapan natin ang S&P 500, one of my biggest trades this 2025. Let's go! This is Dale again of DK Capitals PH, and I'm so excited to share with you one of my biggest trades this 2025, which is the S&P 500. But before I will start, short disclaimer lang, this video is intended for educational purpose only, and it is not intended as a professional advice for you to take risk in the markets. Actually, this is one of the biggest trade that I made, and I've been holding since April 2025. So yung trade ko na to, this is a position trade, and mostly position trading is nakabase ako sa higher time frames, especially the daily and the weekly time frame. So yung style of trading ko is I enter at the major key swing point of the market. So itong trade ko na to is papakita ko sa inyo kung paano ko siya in-analyze. At the same time, right now, since nabumagsak ang S&P 500 together with the other stock indices, so pakita ko rin sa inyo kung ano yung view ko dito in technical standpoint for us to be able to see the probabilities, yung mga higher probability setups na pwede nating i-take advantage with this market. Earlier, nabanggit ko na meron akong position with S&P 500, and yes, last April of 2025, I was able to take advantage of the bottom of this market. So that was April 9, 2025. Kung makikita natin dito, partners, this is an aggressive market crash. When we say crash kasi, napaka-stiff, almost 90 degrees yung pagkahulog niya. Itong mga ganitong crash kasi is an unexpected event, especially nung nag-announce si Trump ng trade war, not only with China but with multiple countries. So kung maalala natin, around March, nagkakaroon na ng tension with US, China, and other countries regarding tariff. On April 10, nag-post ako sa aking Facebook page regarding the setup. And makikita natin, ito, nasa luko siya. And then, on April 10, it rallied aggressively. Almost 50% ng pagbagsak ay na-recover din niya on that particular day. This is my first position. Actually, dalawang position na tinake ko. One is from April and one is from May. So, ang nangyari dito is we have a very good running trade, which is napakalaki ng risk-reward ratio natin dito. And actually, this is one of the strategy that I do when it comes to trend following para ma-take advantage talaga natin yung mga big movements like this. Kasi usually, pag mga big movements, it takes several months or even years for it to be completed. So sa years na yan, napakaraming mga short-term pullbacks niyan, and we can take advantage of those pullbacks or para magkaroon tayo ng additional profits by scaling in. Ibig sabihin ng scaling in is magdadagdag tayo ng posisyon provided that there is a setup that will show up based on our MACD trading strategy or price action, right? So makita natin dito, I have two positions. This is the same strategy that I did in 2022. So nagkaroon ng bear market noong 2022, right? So I was able to enter around October, and that was really a great trade. Nagkaroon tayo ng almost 15R. Yung risk-reward ratio natin is nasa 15. So napakalaki ng profit natin noong time na yon. And right now, bumabalik na naman siya. So it's showing the same pattern with 2022 bear market. Okay, so just a quick recap regarding the S&P 500. So S&P 500 is one of my most favorite markets na tinitrade. The main reason being is that this is a productive asset. So, sa mga trades ko kasi, in my system, mas priority ko yung productive assets compared to speculative. Simply put, yung mga productive assets, sila yung mga assets na backed by an asset that produces a cash flow. So, ibig sabihin, sila yung mga asset na merong underlying business na nagpo-produce ng cash flow. Ibig sabihin, meron siyang intrinsic value based on the cash flow that it produces. So, kagandahan kasi sa ganitong klaseng market is hindi ka totally nanguhula ng price kasi meron siyang numbers na kinakalculate, especially the intrinsic value of a certain asset. So, with S&P 500, we can actually speculate based also on the value of the business inside the market. Especially na this kind of market is being driven by the big players the big multinational companies, the top 500 performing companies, not only in the US, but in the global scale. Ang kagandahan kasi sa S&P 500 is that ito yung pool of companies that have buyback powers. So, ibig sabihin kapag nag-down yung market, especially if the company is doing well, if may mga events, is they have the capacity to buy back shares para iangat yung stocks nila. So that is why if you're going to notice or observe, yung S&P 500 and other US stock indices are bullish in the long term. Pakita ko lang sa inyo, ang data niya, this is based on a book written by Peter Lynch. So Peter Lynch is one of the most successful investor in the US stock market and handled the Magellan Fund. So you can research him in Google. And according to Peter Lynch, ang S&P 500 or the US stock market is 75.4% bullish, no? 75.4% at a time. So ibig sabihin, nagbe-bearish lang siya around 25% at a time. And it goes on a bear market once in every 6 years. Alright? So again, balikan natin, meron akong position last April, which is nag-drop ang market ng 19%. So, every 6 years, nagda-drop siya at least 20%. So, we all know that for the past 10 years, nagkaroon na tayo ng 3 bear markets. In 2018, 2020, the COVID, and the 2022, the bear market induced by the Federal Reserve due to inflation. So that is why, statistically speaking, although this is just based on data, on historical data, there's less likely na magkaroon ulit ng bear market at least within this year or next year. Okay, but it's really possible that may mga malalaking pullback, especially right now na may mga issue with regards to interest rate or inflation. So may mga balita na ang inflation ay hindi pa nasusolve. And may mga balita din na mga gera, especially with Russia and between Russia and Ukraine and Iran. So may mga ganon. So may mga catalyst for the market to have short-term pullbacks. Okay? But overall, if you're going to zoom out, kaya gusto ko siya kasi if you will zoom out, you will see that it's really trending in the long term no matter what is the global economic situation. No, makikita natin sa chart na to, since the Great Depression, World War II, global economic crisis like the 2008 financial crisis, so na-overcome din po niya yon. Especially recently, nagkaroon ng COVID pandemic, but despite of that, nagre-recover pa rin ang market. Okay, nandito tayo ngayon sa weekly time frame ng S&P 500. So as I mentioned earlier, I usually use the higher time frame, especially when it comes to position trading or mga long-term na trades. Ito yung recent na drop ng market. This was on April where market dropped 19%. So actually almost nag-bear market to eh. However, as you can see, tinignan ko rin yung money flow indicator. This is an oscillator by the way, but it factored in the volume. So makikita natin yung indicator na to is nagsasabi kung anong region na or anong price wherein oversold na masyado ang market. But however, hindi lang siya basta-basta lang na oversold or overbought. So pagdating dito, kaya ako siya binili nung April. So nag-buy ako dito, sinalo ko siya ng April kasi nandito na siya sa pinaka-extreme na oversold region. And then, nakita natin na ang volume niya is nag-reverse na. So, ibig sabihin nito is naging favorable na sa mga buyers ang volume ng market. Especially that it already reached the oversold region. So, kaya ko siya sinalo dito. Nag-trade tayo dito. And then, right now, we are already at this point. And nag-all-time high siya. By the way, that was around June or July. And then, ngayon is nagpo-pullback siya. So, kung titingnan natin dito, ang pullback na to is nasa around 5% lang. According to data, yung market na to is nagpo-pullback siya ng 5% at least twice in a year, no? 2 beses sa isang taon. Or nagpo-pullback din siya ng at least 10% at least once in every 2 years. Now, tapos na tayo sa 15% pullback. Right now is nag-retest siya sa 20 moving average sa weekly time frame. Sa akin naman, mas favorable ako to add more positions if the market goes down up to here. And there's really a big chance especially now na nagkakaroon na naman ng tension between Russia and Ukraine. Pwedeng maging catalyst yon for the market to drop at least at 6,100. And from here, no, makikita din natin yung MFI natin is bumabagsak na naman siya to an oversold region, so around 40. So nandito siya sa nandito siya sa gitna, around nasa 60. So there's a big chance talaga na babagsak siya dito na naman sa oversold region, and here in 6,100 key support level. So ang kagandahan dito, this is a very interesting support level since this was the swing point of the market way back around February or January of 2025 bago siya bumagsak. Okay? For me, personal opinion, it's very unlikely for the market to have another bear market at least for another 2 to 3 years. Okay? So that's why I'm very positive din na once the market goes down here, there's really a big chance na tatalbog siya and may even reach 7,000 at least next year. Okay, if not this year, since ngayon ay November na and the market is still dwindling down, so there's a chance that next year is mahihit niya or marireach niya yung 7,000 if the market will rebound at 6,100. By the way, kung bago lang kayo sa channel ko and you want to learn more about our trading strategy, especially when it comes to trend following, price action trading, and long-term position trading, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel and please click the notification bell for you to be notified first whenever I have a new uploaded video. And if you are a newbie in trading, I have a new ebook that I just released which I will be giving for you for free. Please don't forget to follow me on Facebook and message me on our Facebook Messenger in this Facebook page. The link is on the comment section. Please don't forget to follow me on Facebook. Thank you so much. This is Dale again of DK Capitals. See you.